Welcome to In the Chair at Matador with your host, the Russell Devillier, where we give you an inside look at clients as they receive a variety of Matador men's grooming's quality services here at our fabulous La Cantera location. We're being sponsored by Matador Men's Grooming with 12 area locations in your greater San Antonio area, www.matadorgrooming.com. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit those notifications so you'll get tuned in for upcoming episodes. And in today's episode, as you probably already know, I didn't get the WAHL ambassadorship, but we're gonna bust out those WAHL Vapor F32 fade blades, and we're gonna do a burst fade, and we're gonna talk about the legend of second place on this episode. And we have our special guest, Justin Withers. Tell us about yourself. This is Mr. Justin Weathers. What's up, Justin?
Yeah, how's it going? Russell's been cutting my hair for probably like a little over 5 years now. Haven't been able to go to anyone else. I'm in good hands when I come to him.
All right, so now we're gonna get directly into this legend of second place. I've taken Justin Weathers to 2 barber battles, 2 cutoffs, and both times I got second place. All right. So how do you feel about getting second place when you see the other haircuts that was at this contest?
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing when people can't recognize like real good talent, and the fades and the lines are just not there. It's just super clean haircuts, and that's why I've been coming to Russell for like over 5 years now.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that burst fade. We're gonna do that South of France, which is our Matador Especial. Today's episode, we're just concentrating on that haircut so that next year when that WAHL's ambassadorship comes out, we'll be #1 with a bullet and we won't be in second place. We'll be right back. We're back. All right, so we want to give Justin a shout out. Justin, if you had to give a shout out, who would you give a shout out to?
Oh, obviously Russell for always doing such a great job. My family, Lindsay, Jed, parents, and God for making all this happen.
All right, Justin's got 3 kids, I think, 3 boys.
3 boys.
Just the latest, and he's with Miss Lindsay. Yeah. So we want to give a shout out to him. Water the wine. When you come to Matador, you get 2 complimentary drinks. What do you like to drink there, Justin?
I prefer Yingling myself. Give me a nice cold Yingling when I come here.
All right, with a cold mug for Mr. Justin Weathers. All right, we're going to go into fact or fiction. You're looking at barber history and folklore. And today, since we're going to be highlighting, we're going to be dropping that Vapor Clipper on this burst fade, we want to ask you about Mr. Leo J.Wahl. When was the first magnetic electro clipper invented? In what year? Was it 1920? Was it 1919? Or was it 1932? What do you think, Justin? And Justin, what do you do for a living?
I'm actually a concrete boom operator for Sunrise Creek. We pump a lot of like residential houses that are coming in, a lot of these new subdivisions that are being built up, commercial jobs, a lot of bridge pours between here in San Antonio or out in Seguin and anywhere in the middle. If people need walls or...
And how long you been pumping concrete, man?
For a little over a year now, but I've been in the concrete industry for about, I'd say 5 years now.
All right, that's good work. Next time you see us, I'm going to have them WAHL Vapor Clippers and we're going to be busting on this burst fade. All right, we're paying for your bills. Make sure you tune back in. Hit that like and subscribe button. Matador Men's Grooming in the chair with your host, the Russell Devillier. Come and get it.
All right, we're going to do what we came to do. That's to give you an inside view. And if you're listening at home, just follow along and we'll walk you through. Sit back, relax, get a cup of coffee or 2. You're in the chair at Matador with me, Russell Devillier. And we're going to do a little bit of our fact or fiction, your look into barber history and folklore. And we're going to talk about the story of Leo J.Wahl. We know I missed out on that WAHL's ambassadorship, but we do love our WAHL clippers. And the invention of the electromagnetic clipper Talk about Leo J.Wahl. He was in high school. They began experimenting with the electromagnetic vibrating motor. Later, while studying engineering at the University of Illinois, he developed a vibrating medical massager for his uncle, J. Frank Wahl. His uncle started manufacturing these massagers in a small plant in Sterling, Illinois. Now, Leo sold these massagers to barbershops, which allowed him to get an observation of the existing tools, and he was able to identify areas of improvement. So here's the birth of the electromagnetic clipper. Recognizing the need for better barber tools, Leo Wahl began working with an electric hair clipper design. So in 1919, he applied for patents for his newly developed electromagnetic hair clipper. So as you see, we busting out that burst fade, getting that C-cup shape on top and around that ear. But back to Leo. He focused on working directly with barbers to refine his design. He invented it in 1919. In 1921, he received his first patent for his design, and he decided to purchase the stock in his uncle's manufacturing company and incorporated the business as the WAHL Clipper Corporation. All right, WAHLs. The WAHL Clipper Corporation grew rapidly, driven by the success of the electromagnetic clipper. Leo J.Wahl continued to innovate, introducing new products and improvements throughout his career. The company remained a leader in the grooming industry, expanding its product line and giving out a global reach. So, when we think about the electromagnetic clipper, how it revolutionized haircutting, making the process faster and more efficient compared to those traditional scissors from back in that time. So essentially, Leo J.Wahl and his 1921 patent of his 1919 invention took him 2 years to get the patent. It marked a pivotal moment in the evolution of hair grooming tools. And there's your look into fact or fiction, your look into history and barber folklore, and Leo J.Wahl's electromagnetic clipper. All right, back to we'll be right back. And we're back. We're going to get directly into talking about that Wahl Vapor cordless clipper. We debulked into our transition area with a number 4. I came back in and decided that I was not going to do a burst fade per my customer's request. Mr. Weathers decided he wanted to do more of a drop fade and have everything tapered out, which gave me an opportunity to really take a look at these Wahl Vapors. Now, these Wahl Vapors have a 8,000 RPM motor to begin with and a very, very sharp F32 blade. The demarcation line is much lower than your average Wahl clippers. I've used the Legends, the Seniors, the Magic Clips, so I know Wahls. But when it comes to these blades and this motor, it's almost like driving a Ferrari with no power steering. It says that these are for lightweight fading, very high demarcation lines, prevent you from really putting that fade in with a position through your transition into the parietal ridge. Meaning from the middle of the haircut to the top of the haircut, there's not a lot of room for error or softness. So it was a struggle getting these blades out of the box and figuring out what they can do and can't do. One of the things about the blade also, or about the Vapor, is that it's advertised as a high-speed brushless motor with adaptive speed control. And I see no adaptive speed control on these clippers. There's just one speed. So that was something that was advertised, and I was looking for it to be, if the motor could actually slow down a little bit while you're driving around these corners, dropping down behind this fade like I'm doing right now, it would be amazing. but you have to really slow down when you're fading with these clippers. So we're in the back of nape of the neckline doing that taper fade that you urban barbershop aficionados always do. So we're just working with the blade, seeing what it can do and can do. One of the things that I do like about it is for all the curly hair, the power of the motor gives you that feel of, for some of you old guys, that old Oyster 76ers or the 1100s, where you used to pop the blade on and off, and you had the 5-aught, 3-aught, and so forth, OA, 1A. But that's what this gives me the feel of when I use it, because of the power and strength of the motor. So you gotta be really, really careful when you're using these Wahl Vapors. I give it an A with the motor, I give it an A with the blade, but as far as the versatility and being able to do softness, getting demarcation lines out, I just don't recommend it for the average barber. If you're a professional barber, you've been cutting hair for a long time, I would recommend, I use these. I've learned how to use them. This video is about 2 months old. So since then, I have gained a little more dexterity with it. As you see, we're going to just go around this ear and back into the neckline. We're using the WAHL's high visibility trimmers, which are amazing. I give these trimmers an A+ over any trimmers I've ever used. They're almost as sharp as getting down with a 5-star. And so that's my take on the Wahl Vapor cordless clipper. Very fine blade, cuts deep, different demarcation line. And of course, they do advertise that there's a high-speed motor that's adaptive, but it does not slow down. So my overall grade would be a C on the Wahl Vapor, and I'm gonna be right back. And we're back. We're gonna talk about the legend of second place as we finish out this fade. We decided to kill that burst fade and go ahead and make it into a drop fade, just to see the versatility of the clippers as you work from the transition down. And I usually don't do that, but with these clippers I had to, because the demarcation line that I first put in was so low. It was amazing at how sharp these clippers are and how they drive so fast. I am the type of person that likes to be efficient, so I have a fast pace when I'm putting a fade in, but with these clippers I really had to slow down. All right, let's do the legend of second place and the story of Justin Weathers. I met Justin Weathers outside a barber battle. I did not have a model, so in need of a desperate attempt to try to get into this barber battle with a whole lot of upstanding artists at the time, I used Mr. Weathers, and surprisingly, out of all that competition there, I ended up receiving second place. So I had a great idea that Mr. Weathers was my good luck charm. His fade was real nice, blended in well. So I decided to use him at a smaller competition where I knew that I would probably win. So going in, I knew who the other contestants were in this barber battle, and I knew what the fade was. And I came in with a burst fade that was so fresh, so clean, I knew I was guaranteed first place. But I felt like they cheated me. They cheated us, and we ended up in second place again. So that's the legend of second place. Mr. Justin Weathers takes a fine haircut, and you notice that we're using these Wahl visibility blades to go around the outside of the neckline and put that hard part in. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Tell us what you think about those Wahl Vapor Clippers. Make sure you tune in for upcoming episodes. There's going to be another episode that we did a reshoot after about 3 weeks with this haircut. So we'll come back in with the Wahl Vapor 32 clippers again and see what we come in. We're going to get right to that next episode in just a few minutes. But fact or fiction, 1919 was the year that the electromagnetic clipper was invented.
And we're back. We just finished that burst fade, drop fade, south of France on Mr. Justin Weathers. And let's get back to that fact and fiction. You're looking inside into Barber history and folklore. And the answer to that question of Mr. Leo J.Wahl, when was the magnetic clipper first invented? And the answer is
1919.
1919. That is correct. We thank you for tuning in. We want to thank Walls for giving us another opportunity to highlight that vapor clipper on this beautiful burst fade, drop fade, all the way in there at Matador, man. And one more time, we got that the customer is always right. What do you think about that drop fade, burst fade?
It's a first place haircut for me.
All right, the legend of second place, Mr. Justin Winters. Thanks for choosing in. We appreciate you. Grooming, 12 area locations in your greater San Antonio area. They're our gold sponsor. If you're in the area, come and get it.